Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a wonderful, fantastic day. I'm going to introduce myself and my partner to you. We are Viviana and Alejandro, and the topic we will be talking to you about is the digital divide. Some of you might be asking yourself, what is this? That's why we are here, to answer all your questions. After listening to us, you will know a lot more about the topic.
To begin with the discussion, Alejandro, what is the digital divide?
Well, there's this article I found by Valano, Uribe, and Ramos that says the digital divide is a complex phenomenon linked to the digital inclusion and exclusion mechanism inherent in advanced social structures.
Oh, really? There's another definition I found in a different article by Ritzopt, Feng, Dawson, and Barron that defines the digital divide as a social inequity between individuals who have and do not have access to information and communication technology.
So, in our own words, basically to me, I think the digital divide is just like the difference between people who have technology and those who do not.
Yeah, I agree. I think the digital divide consists of not only those who do have and don't have technology, but those who have a faster internet, better quality technology, and those who have a bigger access to technology itself, like the article said.
Look, Vivi, this chart let us know that North America has around 50 to 90 computers per 100 people, compared to Bolivia, who has 0 to 5 computers per 100 people.
Oh my goodness. How is this possible when we're already in the 21st century?
Exactly. That is what the digital divide is all about. So, do you know anything about the history of the digital divide and how has changed over time? Its evolution.
Well, what I know is that it all started with telephones in like the 20th century, when the digital divide basically consisted on who had a telephone and who didn't. And then as the digital divide got broader as technology evolutionized, so like after telephones, there were cell phones that came along, and then the internet came up, and then better cell phones that we now know as smartphones also became part of the picture, and then now we have better internet than some years ago, and so yeah.
Yeah. Computers also have part in the history of the digital divide. I think it started in the 90s when personal computers started becoming popular, but not a lot of people like had them. Then more compact computers with flatter screens were invented, and now we have laptops, iPads, and all that stuff. I mean, and they are also like getting smaller and lighter like nowadays.
Yeah, that's true. So I guess now the digital divide consists of better quality technology, faster internet, and digital literacy, right?
Yeah, digital literacy is also a big part of this. It is important to people like to know how to use the technology presented to them. I don't think there's any point of having awesome technology if you are not going to know how it works and all the different things you can do with it. Okay, right here we're showing you like a funny picture of the evolution of cell phones. The first cell phone is like the very first cell phone that came out. It's like the grandpa. Then the father is like the cell phone we now know as the brick phone. And the grandson is an iPhone with a meme face. I mean, it also shows how we're using cell phones right now.
So, do you know anything about what people believe about, well, the digital divide? Because I remember I saw some research in an article by Valcom, Stapley, and Amaturo, and it says that the younger population appears to have a more positive attitude concerning technology than the older population does.
Well, there's one quote by Bill Clinton about the digital divide that I found, and I really like what he said. What he said was, "It is dangerously destabilizing to have half the world on the cutting edge of technology, while the other half struggles on the bare edge of survival."
Wow, that sounds a bit drastic, but I actually agree with it. There are people who are basically born surrounded by technology, But then you also have the people who have to walk miles in order to get water or even go to school. And I'm pretty sure you don't see those people, walking around taking selfies or texting with their iPhone 6. And do you think that there are any people in particular who care or should care about the digital divide?
Well, I think we should all be concerned about the digital divide. I think it's important for the whole world because, first, information through the internet is the great leveler. It allows all of us to learn and discover in the same school to say it in a way. Second, we have seen how with the access to technologies, the last can become first and the first can become last. Like how a lot of older people nowadays do have a bad opinion about technology and can use it as efficiently as younger generation do the most part. But the third is perhaps the most important. It is about the opportunity to live.
Yeah, I think technology involves everyone in every aspect of society. I mean, technology is just a huge part of our everyday lives now. We use it for entertainment, but we also need it for education or work. So it basically involves everyone. So, how do you think that the digital divide can affect different communities in society?
Well, like Qureshi said in 2012, poor and minority families in the United States are less likely to have access to a computer and broadband internet connection at home, and less likely to have the necessary skills and knowledge to meaningfully use these resources. So, it affects people in their households, but I also think it has a huge impact on education. According to research, high socioeconomic status, the schools have better access to productivity software installed on the machines within their schools.
Yeah, I can see how the most affected communities could be the ones with a lower economic status. I mean, I also read some research and it talked about how like children who had been using ICT a longer period of time then had higher grades in school than those who were like more recent users of ICT. So if people don't really have the resources in order to obtain the technology they need, then they can't keep up with the rest of society that is already up to date and that keeps advancing every day. And what kind of social, political, or even economic systems do you think are in place or involved around the digital divide?
Well, I found some research on the impact it can have in economic systems, and it said that the effects on economic development from the use of ICTs to achieve freedoms are many. These benefits range from giving small business the ability to access new markets, obtain knowledge and skills they need, adopt more efficient cultivation of crops, and increase their competitiveness that by offering better goods and services. This difference amounts to 750% growth in business that adopt ICTs compared to those that do not.
Yeah, I also think technology has been a great connector for people socially. I mean, its universality allows people to stay in contact no matter where they are, as long as they have a technological device and internet, obviously. It helps people maintain contact no matter the place or the time, or how long they haven't seen each other. Technology makes staying in contact way more easier than how it used to be. Like when people used to handwrite letters and mail them, that took way longer than it takes to write an email and send it now. Do you think internet access is a right that people should have?
Yes, I do think so.
Why do you think so?
I think internet access is alright because it has become necessary in order to live. I mean, we can do so many things on the internet nowadays. We use it to shop for anything and everything, to maintain contact with friends and family who live far away. It has become necessary for education since you can go to school online or study or find information about particular topics that might interest you, and people can also use the internet for business purposes or, as we use it most of the time, for entertainment.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. The internet and technology have become such a huge part of our daily lives and so essential for us, it's hard to imagine life without it. So, Alejandro, do you think that we should work on bridging the digital divide or doing something about it?
Yes, I think we should work on it
Why do you think we should work on it?
because technology is becoming more and more important for everything we do. Research that has been done shows that people use the internet to find better prices or deals on items online rather than shopping in person. People also use computers and internet to work from their households or even to get started with their own business. Like we mentioned before, people turn to technology for distance learning in order to acquire new skills. And the internet is also a good way to be informed about any issue that might concern you.
Yeah, I am in complete agreement with you. I think digital literacy should be extended throughout the whole world. I believe people should have access to technology and be able to know how to use it because it has become so essential in order to be able to be part of a society. I think it should be a right for everyone to be digitally included. If everyone has the right amount of access and knowledge about technology, I think it would provide more equal opportunities for everyone. It can also have a lot of benefits, like in education, for example. If technology is used creatively by the students or the teacher, it can sort of revolutionize education and have positive effects for the future. So, this was our short explanation about the digital divide and our own viewpoint of it. Now that you have become a little bit more aware about this issue and gained, hopefully, a little bit of knowledge about it, it is your turn to try and bridge this so called digital divide. Thank you.